Welcome, everyone. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now for a brief moment of silence for reflection. All right. And again, thank you everyone for coming to the meeting this morning. We're going to start with Janice Longanay. Did I say it halfway right?
Pretty close.
Close enough. Give us a report on tourism.
Yes.
All that's been going on.
And there's been a lot going on. I'll let Bobby
Been pretty
share my
busy.
presentation. Open it again, Bobby, from the back. So just a quick reminder, the Coos Bay North Bend Charleston Visitor and Conventions Bureau is the designated destination marketing organization for those three communities. We do that under the brand Oregon's Adventure Coast, which has been our brand for about 20 years, almost 20 years. So we've been doing some really good things. I'm waiting for the presentation to come up.
I appreciate the printed copy.
Yes, yes. I'm glad that we were able to get that to you, and it hasn't changed much from when we printed it. So if you want to send that full screen, Bobby, do you know how to do that? And,
Run the slideshow.
run the slideshow. Thank you. That's the words I wanted. Under
Slideshow.
at the top where it says slideshow. From the beginning. All right. And that way everybody at home can see, or, well, there should be, oh, there it is. Okay. And if you want to advance to the first slide, that would be great. To the next slide.
I have nothing.
Yeah, it's still a white screen
Oh,
here. Oh, there it goes.
There it goes. Okay.
It was just-
It's taking its time.
So we are funded by our 4 intergovernmental agreement partners, which are the cities of Coos Bay and North Bend, the Coquel Indian Tribe, and Coos County for that area right around Charleston. This is the only Visitor and Convention Bureau of its kind that has a tribal member part of our intergovernmental agreement in the state. So we're very proud of that. As you can see from the amounts on the screen, this is fiscal year 26. We have not closed the books on fiscal 25 yet. Funds for the fourth quarter from the city of Coos Bay and Coos County do not arrive until October, but that is also when they do the audit for us at finance, so we wouldn't be able to close the books until then anyway. We are anticipating a little over $1 million in TLT, which is transient lodging taxes, coming from our 4 partners, minus 5% that we put aside into a rainy day fund. Once that rainy day fund has hit $200,000, we will stop putting money into it unless we have to use it. That fund is there in case of an economic downturn. We don't get the amount of funding we anticipate, but we have spent already monies in our marketing plan. So you'll see that restricted fund line there. That carryover is very conservative. I'm anticipating it'll be maybe closer to 300, maybe 320,000 this year, depending on how our fourth quarter comes in from our 2 funders that we haven't received just yet. We also have an income line for the Visitor Information Center. That is a separate agreement we have with the city of Coos Bay to run the Coos Bay Visitor Information Center. We get about $100,000 from the city for that, even though it says $129 there. That is merchandise profit that we anticipate, plus some grants and other funding. Our grants line item is also underfunded at this point. We will do a supplemental budget. We received a $42,500 grant from Travel Oregon to redo our website. We're in the process of redesigning our website, which hasn't been done since 2018, so it's past time. So tourism in Coos Bay, North Bend, and Charleston in 2023, visitors spent $147.3 million, which was slightly down from 2023, where we had $147.9 million. That is spent at a lot of our small businesses, and some of our hotels are small businesses. So this is spent on overnight lodging, it is spent on dining and groceries, it is spent going out with charters, going to our museums, going out and doing all those fun things that people like to see and do when they're here. For Coos County, that number jumps to $335 million, or almost $336 million of visitor spending in our county. 40% of that is spent in Coos Bay, North Bend, Charleston, with another, I think we're anticipating somewhere between 45 and 50% spent between Bandon Dunes and the city of Bandon, the rest of it in the rest of the county. So we started calculating our return on investment a few years back, and the way we get this number is we take the visitor spending times the amount we anticipate as our influence. What did we influence of that visitor spending? Now, I would love to say we influenced $147.3 million of it, but that is not correct. So the University of Massachusetts has a very conservative amount of almost 15% of influence. So that's what we take as our number. So that's about 22 million of the 147 million could be said to have been influenced by the VCB. And with the amount of money we spend to market, which is in that year was about $800,000, our return on investment is $26 for every $1 we spend. So that's $26 being brought back into our communities at our small businesses in the form of lodging taxes and other spending. So a quick word about Whiskey Run. We're very proud of this mountain biking trail. I want to let you know that we have a female mountain bike influencer coming in October. She is bringing about 40 female mountain bikers with her to ride the trails. She will write about it. She has a magazine called Mountain Bike Girl, and is very influential, especially down in California. So we're very pleased to have Liz Donahue coming October 10th and 11th. She's going to do an event on the 10th at North Bend Lanes, Back Alley Pub. She has written a book, and so she's going to be doing a book signing and that, and then the ride will be the next day, and she's inviting all female mountain bikers who want to come and ride with them to do that on that the 11th. So we are very proud of this trail. We promote it quite heavily. I did a little calculation prior to the trails coming into effect, and now how much the visitor spending in Coos County has changed. Now, I had to take out those pandemic years because that was an anomaly, but since the year before the trails opened to today, we have added about $25 million a year in visitor spending to Coos County. And a lot of that can be attributed to that trail system. So we're really proud of that trail system. The VCB has probably spent $150,000 to $200,000 advertising that trail system. Travel Southern Oregon Coast has also spent quite a chunk of change helping to make it get created and maintaining it. So just wanting everybody to understand how important that trail system is to us. Okay, so here's some wins in our advertising and marketing. So for those who were unaware, and I don't know how you could be, but this year the Denver flight from OTH, so from North Bend's airport, went daily. Up until this year, it had been a couple of days a week. This daily flight from Denver to North Bend, and this is information from the airport that I got just late last week, an increase in enplanements and deplanements by 173%, and that went from 2,900 passengers on that twice daily flight to more than 8,000 passengers, and that's not even the full run of the flight so far. That's from May 22nd through the end of July. They're still all the way to almost the end of October with this flight. We have a special page on our website for this flight, and you can see up here we had 10,600 visits to that page. From that page, we had a direct link to United Airlines, and 298 people clicked through to United Airlines to look at those flights. We did a comparison between Q3 and Q4. So Q3 was the last quarter before we had this landing page or before we started our advertising campaign. We had about 338 unique people from Denver click on our website. That's just finding us willy-nilly. Our advertising campaign brought in almost 6,000 unique Denver visitors, and that's a 1,600% increase in visitors to our page. So we're really proud of that campaign. So here are some other things that we did. We did an entire campaign. One of our strategic planning goals was to increase the number of days of visitor stays in our area. Not so much increasing the number of visitors, but their length of stay. So we did a whole campaign called Unpack Once, Explore All Week, making us a hub area for people to spoke out and go to other areas within a day's drive. And this was a fairly successful campaign. We'll know a little bit better when we get all of our numbers for this year if that was actually a successful campaign. We do a lot of billboards and advertising that way. We also do a campaign called Cool at the Coast. The minute it starts getting warm in the valley, we unveiled this campaign. We actually unveiled it about a week and a half early this year because we were seeing a lot more heat, and we do a lot of digital ads for this. We also do social media with a couple of broadcast partners who will do our social media on their page. Let's see if the next slide will come up. Oh, there we go. We also do what we call sorry, I need a sip of water. Branded content, or content that we buy from media. So this actually looks like these might have been newsletters that came from us, but the one on the left came from Willamette Week to their multiple thousands of subscribers. The one on the right came from Kezi, K-E-Z-I TV, to their subscribers. It just looks like it came from us. Now our campaign is Summer's Not Over, because it's not over. I mean, school has started, but it's still summer. It's not summer. Summer stays until September 20th, which is the last weekend of the festival season for us, Bay Area Fun Festival, the Cruise the Coos, and Prefontaine Memorial Run. So we are doing a whole campaign about all the big events that still happen in September. This coming weekend, we have In a Landscape, which is the pianist who brings his 9-foot grand piano out to Shore Acres. He does 2 nights of concerts out there, the 6th and the 7th. We have the Salmon Celebration at the Coquel Casino Resort. Then, of course, we have the Bay Area Fun Festival and the Prefontaine and the Cruise the Coos. I'll let you go back one. Our other campaign right now is Forged by Mother Nature, which we're trying to, of course, show our incredible beauty. This is a 2-page spread in a magazine that we've not done before. It's called Unplugged, and so we want to see how this works for us. And we've got a QR code, and sometimes people will scan those QR codes to see a video or whatever, and that gives us some tracking, because print advertising is the one thing you can't track. So our goals for this year include promoting that extended stay, promoting the uniqueness of our region. We're going to start using that bucket list verbiage as well. We are redoing the website, as I mentioned before, and then we're continuing to do some of the things that we've done in the past, which is cross-promote adventures with providers. So we talk about fishing and going out with a guide, not just coming and fishing, but going out with somebody who can help you. We can move on. So we did a new thing this year, and it's proved to be very successful. When you advertise with Google, you give them a pool of money and you give them some ad assets, and they decide where they are going to place those. The better performing ones get seen by a lot of people. So if the fishing is always our top, fishing gets seen a lot. Well, some of our smaller things weren't getting seen as well. So we started putting money toward a bucket. So mountain biking has its own bucket, and beach combing has its own bucket. And so you can see we went from this big bucket to all these little buckets. And I'll show you the next page, which shows some of our successes here, which is really incredible. So we started a cultural campaign. So we were talking about the theaters and the museums and things like that. From February to March, we ran this campaign. That's 2 months. We went up 2,000% year over year of people visiting that page on our website. We did 1 month of forest bathing last September and had a 1,300% increase in people visiting our website. And then mountain biking, which is always one of our top sellers, and we do this in the winter, especially in the Bend area, because all their trails are under snow, and we want them to come out here and mountain bike. We still had a almost 300% increase in visitation to that page. So these are just, and this is, you guys have this on your screen. I'm not going to go through all this, but this is how we separate things out. We go, what's happening in the summer, and we start that in about March, and then what's happening in the fall, and we start that in July. So these are how we plan out our year. And you can go to the next page. It actually shows our calendar. So the blue things at the top are the main things we're advertising, but those brownish colored things are the buckets that I was talking about with Google that we concentrate on each month aside from all the big events. And there's a second page to that for our whole year. And then I think the next page is holiday lights. So I didn't update this page because I had already sent the screens to Bobby, but we are fully funded for the shuttles to holiday lights out of the Charleston Marina this year. We have all $21,000 we needed to pay for the buses. Any additional support that we get from this point on will help to pay for the promotion and the signage. I don't know if you guys saw last year, we put these big magnetic signs on the sides of the buses. They were really impressive. And so we are very pleased with that. And with that, I think that that is the end of my presentation, and I'm willing to take any questions.
Questions, anyone?
The road closure south of Bandon, how did that impact? I went down to the event and it looked packed.
So it wasn't that weekend.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Bay Area Fun Festival weekend.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
September
right.
20th.
Yeah, all right.
So we haven't seen the impact yet. However, we do have a campaign going right now, Stay an Extra Night, which we are encouraging especially the vendors and the crews, the car enthusiasts, to stay until Monday morning. Especially the ones coming up from the south, but the hotels are not going to discriminate. If somebody wants to stay an extra day, they're going to get the discount.
Yeah.
So we have about 6 of our lodging properties offering either a 50% discount on Sunday night's rate or a $99 rate or a free night, depending on where you are staying and how many nights you've stayed. So we are advertising that in a lot of places, but that is going to affect not so much the vendors, but probably the attendants from the south, because people who would have just come for the day won't take that 2-hour
Yeah.
detour to get around the road closure. We talked and talked and talked to ODOT, and unfortunately, that was the weekend that they needed to do it. So it's something that we'll deal with on our end.
I talked to ODOT as well. I remember their email back, they said that they think people take the detour, and then the next paragraph, they said people are already canceling reservations.
Yes.
So I don't know. how
Yeah,
they
so
make
a lot of
decisions.
the runners that would have come from the south may not come
Okay.
because they would normally come Friday night, do the run, leave on Saturday. Now people can get here no problem on Friday.
Yeah.
It's the going home that's the detour, unless they were coming on Saturday, which they're going to have to do the detour either way.
Yeah.
What is the detour?
So it goes down to Crescent City, 99 across to, I think it's 99, across to I-5 and then up to 42.
Oh, wow, it's a long
Yeah,
way.
so it's a long one because there's no local, as you guys know, in the county, there's no real local roads that can get around from Langlois to Bandon, which is where that area is between Langlois and Bandon, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go from humbug to power.
Yeah, I've been told that I shouldn't actually promote that road, so
think you should.
I'm not going to tell people that.
Anyone from,
But we did have a really good Bay Area Fun Festival.
Yeah, it was packed.
It was packed.
any other questions for Janice? Janice, thank you so much. I want to tell you, she is on top of things. The moment she heard that the road was going to be closed south of town, all hell was paid. I don't
Yeah.
care who it was.
Well,
She reached out.
it happened because ODOT didn't ask Coos Bay if that road closure was an issue.
Yeah.
They asked everybody south of Coos Bay. And so I think I'll probably start getting asked if a road closure in Astoria is okay with Coos Bay going forward.
They
So
have
I-
another culvert to
Yeah.
do. They're going to schedule it in August next year, so they'll be well ahead of.
Yes.
No, they're not. They're going to do it in the middle of the summer.
Well, August is not as bad, at least not most weekends, but
Okay.
yeah. And I see the road work is continuing on 42. It's going very well. It's going fast, I think. Well, maybe because I don't come here very often, but the rest of you probably think it's a long time.
Thank you again.
Thank
We're
you,
lucky
and
to
thank
have
you all
Janice
for
here.
your
She does a
support
great
of
job.
the VCB and going forward with the TLT in that area because it's important to us. Yes.
I just remembered, how do we get the other cities involved? Because Powers is the only city without a hotel right now. They would like one,
Yeah.
but theirs burnt down.
Yes.
But all the other cities, and it sounds like Bandon benefits especially from the tourism, but they're not in.
Well, they have their own. So, in other words,
Okay.
Coos Bay, North Bend, Charleston, we've always just been our little bastion of promotion. That's where our funding comes from. So, that's where we concentrate. We do go out a little bit. We go up to Hauser, almost to Lakeside because of the dunes. We go inland past Allegheny because of the falls, and of course, down to Whiskey Run. Technically, the closest lodging to Whiskey Run before the campground comes in is Charleston. So that's closer than either Bandon or Coos Bay. So Bandon's tourism is done through their Chamber of Commerce, at
Okay.
least right now. Coquilles is also done through their Chamber of Commerce, is my understanding. Lakeside is also trying to do something with their a local organization. So we are not a county-wide organization. We are just the Coos Bay, North Bend, Charleston. Travel Southern Oregon Coast, however, is more of that county promotion arm and development arm. We don't do a lot of tourism development at the VCB,
Okay.
but we can help. I'm happy to advise.
One more
Yeah.
question. What is forest bathing?
Forest bathing is it was created in Japan, and it just means going out into the forest and being mindful and being quiet and listening to the trees and meditating and slowing down and being mindful of where you are. And you can do it anywhere. It doesn't have to be in a forest. That's just what they call as some Japanese name, Shinra-zu or something along those lines. And it was created because their workforce was getting too stressed out. And so they started sending them out into the forest when they were getting too stressed out. And it helped. It helped their workforce be calmer in the office. So you can do it while you're kayaking. You can do it while you're sitting on the beach. I did it yesterday while sitting on the beach because it was beautiful out yesterday.
That
So-
wasn't exactly where my mind went with
Oh.
that.
Yeah, so you're not naked, and there's no bathtub. It is a bathing of energy.
All right,
Let's
got
put
it.
it that way.
Thanks for explaining that. All right, let's move on. The next has something to do with David Gills. Mike?
Now deliver the same level of energy.
Yes, today we are here to recognize David Gill's 25 years of service to Coos County through his work history here. We have a resolution and a plaque, and how do we want to proceed?
We can't deny his retirement, I take it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Do
We
we
can-
read
can-
the resolution and then?
I
hit
think,
the
yeah,
plaque?
I think we
Okay.
approved the resolution.
Sounds good to me.
Motion for that?
Move to approve the resolution recognizing 25 years of service by David Gills and sign resolution.
Second. Mr. Chair, do you want to read the resolution?
Yes, as soon as
like
we
to do
approve
that?
it. could we amend it to make sure he guarantees at least 10 more years before we do this? So, no, those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, resolution is approved. Michael, do you want to read it?
I think it'd be more meaningful coming from the board.
Okay.
Maybe Drew would want to read it?
Sure.
Drew?
Now, before the Board of Commissioners, sitting for the this is okay. I saw transaction, thought that can't be recognition. Sitting for the transaction of county business on the second day of September, matter of commending David Geels for his 25 years of service to Coos County. Whereas David Geels commenced employment for Coos County on September 1st, 2000, and whereas the county wishes to recognize David Geels' devotion and achievements as a Coos County employee for more than 25 years, and whereas the Coos County Board of Commissioners makes the following observations and determinations. David has demonstrated extraordinary commitment to the citizens of Coos County, serving as a dedicated leader within the behavioral health program. David started his career with Coos County as the manager of community support programs, assisting individuals with severe mental illness to live successfully within our community. After serving 8 years in this capacity, he was then asked to step into a wider organizational role as the manager of quality improvement, which included the management of not only Coos County services, but also dozens of contracts of private counselors and practitioners. For David is a very good negotiator of contracts. Since 2013, David has served as the Community Mental Health Director and has overseen a period of tremendous growth and acknowledgement of mental health within our society. Most recently, David spearheaded efforts relating to housing, workforce development, and long-term funding stability. Over these years, David and his teams have developed a range of programs that are now foundational aspects of our mental health continuum of care, including mobile crisis teams, assertive community treatment, ACT, early intervention related to psychosis, supported employment, supported housing, crisis centers, and mental health court. These services and others have significantly benefited the citizenry of Coos County and will continue to do so well into the future. And now, therefore, the Coos County Board of Commissioners hereby resolves as the following: that this is proper for us as friends, colleagues, acquaintances, and members of the Board of Commissioners to record our recognition and appreciation for the sincere, generous, and valuable services rendered by David Geels in his 25 years of service, and that an enduring record and mark of respect to David Geels as honorable, dedicated, and an exemplary public servant, this resolution shall be memorialized in the official records and the proceedings of the Coos County Board of Commissioners.
Thank you.
Very good.
Yep.
And thank you, David, very, very much. You've done a lot here. Certainly been appreciated. Been a great benefit to a lot of people in this community.
I remember when I started in supported employment, you were the director of mental health. I attended all the meetings and the weekly meetings, and those were a great asset to us. And I got to see you work and learn more about things just watching you as I moved into the mental health field. So that was greatly appreciated.
So,
I'd like to say a few words and then give him his time. Congratulations on 25 years of dedicated service. Your leadership has been truly invaluable, shaping not only our department, but also the lives of so many in our community over the years. Your vision, commitment, and steady guidance have built lasting programs and partnerships that continue to make a real difference. I have immense respect for all you've accomplished and the way you've led our behavioral health division. Our community is stronger and better because of your work. Thank you.
And they can give a speech.
Thank you very much. I'm not, my wife knows this, I'm not I'm not big on celebrations of myself. In fact, it was my birthday. She's like, "What do you want to do for your birthday?" I'm like, "I'm good, thank you." But working for Coos County has been just a huge part of my life, and so it's really just a pleasure to come in and maybe be recognized. But also, I just want to tell you, those of us who know, none of us does this work in a vacuum, right? I mean, I've worked with a great team over the years that I've been there. I continue to work with a great team. None of us do this work by ourselves. It's really a group effort, and so it's been a real joy just to be a part of a group that has been dedicated over the years and really goal focused on helping us grow a program that today really is not recognizable from when I started. I mean, it's just, I remember, and just the changes. I remember I went to my first interview up at and I walked into the North Bend Annex building, which had a faint stink to it. And you walk through this door with this little opening in it, and I'm like, what the heck have I walked into here? And now you go in, and the buildings are nice. People are happy to go there. They're clean, they're presentable, they're respectful. And so just seeing that change has been just tremendous. And when I started, we didn't have any housing really for folks with mental illness. We didn't have any options in housing or employment or anything. So just the growth over that time has just been, it's been tremendous to be a part of it. So, and it just changed who I am. And, one of the best things I actually met too was I met my wife within the first year over at Coos County Mental Health. That's introduced my wife Chantel. So, and I got married. I raised 3 kids here, and so who I am is a large part of working for the county and its role. So, I would certainly recommend it to anybody else too in the future. And I feel really good. I'm slowing down. In my life. That's by plan, and I am retiring. Yes. But I'm going to continue to try to help out the department and the county as much as I can, and I feel like we're in good hands. The next group of leaders is emerging, and I think they'll do a great job. So, anyway, thank you for the opportunity to talk to you all and to accept this award. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you, David.
If I could I get a picture with you all?
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
It cost you 5 more years of service.
Entering negotiations.
I know it's easier if
Let's get down there.
Yeah, I'll come to you.
And I wouldn't mind if Megan and Joel want to come too. Wait, us? You want us? Yeah, sure.
We'll be on this side. How about that?
Well, I'll take one. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, everybody ready? Take a couple, make sure everybody's eyes are open. Okay, looks good. Oh, thank you.
Not that guy. Camera the wrong guy. Oh.
All right, ready? I'll do the same thing, because Chantel's smart, make sure everybody's eyes are open. All right, awesome.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Have fun, good luck.
All right. Let's move on to item 3C, Coos Health and Wellness.
Yes, we have another pending retirement of our quality assurance utilization manager position. And we had to actually separate her position, which she's currently doing, into 2 positions. So this is the second position. The first one we've already completed, and we'd like to approve the job description and post and fill.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion.
Move to approve job description for QA manager under pay grade 823 and approve posting and filling the position.
Second.
Discussion.
You gonna drag Jamie in here to be presented as well?
Well, they left before they could answer the question.
Well, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Further discussion? Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved. Thank you, Michael. Item 3D, request approval to purchase picnic table frames. Parks. Morning, Craig.
Morning, Commissioners, everyone.
Morning, Craig.
Okay, the Parks Department has the need to replace picnic tables in our parks. I have received 3 quotes from vendors, and Belson Outdoors quote was the lowest at $21,174. This will allow the parks to build much-needed new picnic tables, and the purchase is included in our 26 budget.
Mr. Chair, move to accept the low quote from Belson Outdoors for picnic table frames and approve the purchase amount of $21,174.
Second?
Motion and a second, discussion. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved. Thank you, Craig.
That'll give us 75 more tables, thank you.
Wow. How many is that altogether? You've been at this for about, this must be the
Well,
third or fourth year.
we had a setback last year, didn't get any, so we're about 400, so I have another 200 and some to replace.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm
Are
working.
they all the same now, or the slightly different designs among?
Some are a little bit different, because different manufacturers have
Yeah.
different, shapes of their
Yeah.
frames, but they're all galvanized, and a certain, gauge of metal.
They're holding up pretty well, the ones you've had a
Yes,
few years?
yeah, they're
Good.
doing real well so far.
Good.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item 3E, the assessor. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning. How are you gentlemen doing?
Good.
Great. How are you?
Very well. All right. Due to his performance in the specialized area of farm forest appraisal, I'm recommending that Christian Moreno be reclassified to Property Appraiser 3. He's consistently demonstrated his technical grasp and understanding of Oregon's complex farm forest special assessment laws and diligence in ensuring that our taxpayers are in compliance with those particular programs. He's done excellent work for us.
Good. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve the reclassification of Christian Moreno to pay grade 420, step 2, property appraiser 3.
And to approve and sign resolution.
And to approve and sign resolution 25-08-170P.
Thank you.
It's the handwritten I always miss.
Have a second?
Yes, sir.
Second. All right, any discussion? Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved. Thanks, Jason.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Have a great day, Jason.
Okay, F, request approval to increase spending authority for the scanning project. Hi, Sheriff.
Good morning, gentlemen.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Playing clothesman today.
Yeah, I'll be out for a couple weeks starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but hey, it's tomorrow.
Are you ready for that?
I have to be.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, I am. Nervous but ready. Yeah, so this is the part of the big grant we got. It was $550,000. So none of the money requesting here is from general fund. It's all still part of that grant.
Mhm.
Basically, we have a lot more than we thought we did, and it's more complicated. So requesting grant and additional spending authority of $160,000 for scanned documents that are part of congressional grant CJ 2024-0732.
Motion?
Mr. Chair, move to grant additional spending authority of $160,000 for scanned documents that are part of the congressional grant CJ 2024-0732.
Second?
Discussion. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion approved.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We got one more here for you.
Five more.
Several
We got
more.
many more.
Request adoption of sole source findings. I'll let you explain.
Thank you. This is part of the tower project. Again, no general fund monies for this. We should have 2 more things coming before the board. One is a maintenance contract that'll be a conglomeration of the cities and the county and CFPA, but that's somewhere in the future. This should be the final purchasing and contract project for the tower system. It's been a while now. It's been on for 3 years, but this is a remediation and new antenna install and site inspection and really just kind of the final thing we need before signing off on the system. Now that most of the bugs have been identified. They do have an ASBO contract, however, we also went with the sole source memo since we've been working with them for 6 years. And it's just to have them and their contractors come in and look at every site and every piece of equipment we have. So requesting authorization to contract with Zetron, that's the same amount, it was Codan originally, but with Zetron, the amount of $114,611.93, and authorize myself to sign.
Mr. Chair, move to adopt sole source findings, approve the contract with Zetron in the amount of $114,611.93, and authorize sheriff to sign subject to council approval.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved. Item 3H.
I'm just going to read this one because I'm a little less familiar. Following the March flood disaster declaration and subsequent approval, the state recovery plan was activated in order to assist affected residents. The counties included in the declaration. I believe that was 14 houses down in the Broadville area. Under that plan, it has become necessary to share information with the Oregon Department of Human Services Offices of Resilience and Emergency Management. In order to protect the sensitive information of individuals involved, it has become necessary to enter into a MOU which outlines how personal information is used and what is released, as well as other disaster-related information. There is no physical impact of the MOU, so this is regarding the MOU between us and ODHS.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, move to approve the MOU between ODHS Office of Resilience and Emergency Management and authorize chair to sign.
Second.
We have a motion and a second discussion. Have you seen the MOU? Or- Yeah, are you okay with it? Are you okay with it?
Yeah,
It's
no,
not
it's-
here, so we.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Fine. All right.
it's an MOU.
So this MOU addresses, just personal information of individuals involved in the flood damage or affected by the flood damage?
It sounds like it, and
That
Colton
it?
may actually know more, but it sounds like, I don't know why we need an MOU to protect their information, but in order to release it to ODHS, they wanted us to enter into an MOU first. Just kind of weird.
Okay.
It's here. Do you want to look at it?
No, it's okay.
Further discussion?
Nope.
Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion approved. Going on to 3I, TOPS agreement with the Coquille Indian Tribe.
Yes, so TOPS is that's the one that has the aggregate, or not aggregate, but conglomeration of a lot of private agencies, including the Coquille Indian Tribe. I believe this is the last one that we have to get approved. We did do an increase in fees last year to try more accurately reflect cost of patrolling per acre, but in this case, requesting board review, approve, and sign the attached contracts and agreements. And it looks like it's for $1,600.53.
Motion.
Mr. Chair, move to review, approve, and sign the attached contracts and agreements
Second.
for TOPS.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion.
How long have we had these contracts?
At least 12 years, as long as I've been here.
Cool.
And different agencies come and go, but we've had the TOPS deputy for a long time.
Further discussion?
No, sir.
Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved. 3J, request approval of modification of the BLM contract. Authorized chair to sign.
Just that, a different timber contract. This one's specifically 100% funded by BLM, and this is adding a year 3 to be specific. So requesting approval modification, which will be a net increase of $201,000, $201,111. It's catching.
Move to approve and, move to approve modification number P00004 and authorize chair to sign.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion.
Yep.
I would point out that the total is $696,798.72.
Yes, sir. 5-year contract.
You're the only one in the county that's getting that much money out of the BLM. Actually, I think we get a little bit more than that.
That's good.
That's good. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved. 3K,
My last one, I think.
go ahead.
CMI invoice, so CMI is the CAD/RMS, the records management and reporting system we use as part of our contract with Coos Bay for dispatching services. The initial integration, it's not on here, but the initial startup cost of this was about $87,000, so this is going to be the annual contract. So request approval to just pay the attached invoice, and this is budgeted for, in the amount of $32,335.
I'll move approval to pay in the attached invoice number 11786 in the amount of $32,335 and adopt sole source finding.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion?
Oh, before you run off, I'll have to get set up with Cint for my debrief thing. I wanted to learn more about the
Absolutely.
operations.
Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion approved. Thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. I'll see you in a
Where
couple
you
of
gonna
Have
have it-
fun.
where you having this done?
Medford, at the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be an early morning.
Wonderful vacation you'll have.
First one I've had in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, Sheriff.
Thank you,
Godspeed,
Sheriff.
buddy.
All right, Colton, you're up next for 3L.
Yeah, this is regarding approval of Purdue Pharma direct settlement and bankruptcy plan. Coos County has been presented with a direct settlement agreement to settle the county's claims against the Sackler family, as well as a form authorizing Napoli Shkolnik to vote in favor of a bankruptcy plan for Purdue Pharma LP, which will govern future distributions to states, local governments, and other creditors. Of course, this is all related to the county's claims against opioid manufacturers and distributors.
Mr. Chair, move to authorize county council to sign the participation form for the Purdue direct settlement and authorize Napoli Shkolnik to vote in favor of the bankruptcy plan.
Second.
Motion is second, discussion.
Well, they deserve to lose every dollar they got.
Imagine they'll have enough left to survive on.
Yeah.
We had an opportunity to discuss the details of this matter and the next one coming in executive session this morning, so we're not going to really have any questions on the board for this.
Okay. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion approved. And 3M, Colton.
Yep, this is approval of settlements with secondary opioid manufacturers. Coos County has been presented with a settlement of the county's claims against each of 8 secondary opioid manufacturers. Won't read them off here. These companies manufacture generic versions of opioid products that contributed to the opioid crisis.
Move to authorize county council to sign a combined participation form approving the settlements of each of the 8 secondary manufacturers.
Second.
Have a motion second, discussion. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion approved. Consent calendar.
Chair, move to approve the consent calendar as presented.
Second.
Motion is second, discussion. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion approved. We have a late agenda item. Paul has a culvert to replace up on Dement Creek, and we need to get it bought so we can get it in ASAP. So, do we have a motion to
Move to hear
consider a
late agenda
late
item.
agenda item?
Yep. So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion, those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Those opposed, okay, approved.
So,
What
as
you
you
got?
said, we have a failed culvert at milepost 5.3 on Dement Creek Road. If we don't replace this now, it is going to fail this winter, I have no doubt. It is a result of that March 2025 storm. We fully intend to work with FEMA to try to get reimbursed for the 75% of the cost, but for now, we need to get this done before the rains start. It is, the work around the pipes considered in-water work. That's why we have to get this work done before September 15th. So for this agenda item, we're requesting the board approve hiring LTM Inc., also known as Knife River Materials locally. They had the lowest quote at $91,625, and authorize myself to sign the contract upon council approval.
Mr. Chair, move to award DeMint Creek Milepost 5.3 Culvert Project to LTM Inc. and authorize the roadmaster to sign the contract subject to council approval in the amount not to exceed $91,625.
Second?
Discussion? Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved.
And I'll note
Thanks,
the
Paul.
contract has already been sent out to Knife River, so
Okay.
we should be able to get going. Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to commissioners' comments. You want to start, Drew?
Sure. So just some stuff over the last week or two. We got notification of an opportunity to receive a grant for an energy study on the county buildings. So maintenance is working with Energy Trust of Oregon, and I believe the vendor ETO wants to go with is Soul Coast, to review our buildings, see how they can be more energy efficient, see about battery backup systems to make the buildings more reliable, and different small grid networks like solar to see how we can mitigate energy costs and make the county run a little more efficiently in terms of money and utilities, which usually sucks our general fund. We've got big project we received notification of that's moving forward with the SCDC. Can't go into details, but that was pretty cool to hear. Let's see. And we've gotten some input, or I've gotten some input from different staff and some community members about more opportunities for revenue generation. Somebody reached out to me about how to go about getting a cattle processing facility within the county. Because as I've mentioned before, in South County, Myrtle Point, Powers, they've got to take their cattle quite a ways over to Bandon or outside the area to get processed, and they need more capacity for processing, so getting a facility in the area would be beneficial for the economic development. And then tracking the transportation bill that's going through Salem right now. I imagine there will be more talks on that, but it's just a mess of a process to watch. We'll know something about it and what its impacts on taxes will be by the end of Wednesday probably, and I'm continuing to advocate up there that they make sure electric vehicles are paying their fair share into their usage of the roads, because we've seen exceptions being made already for that, and that's, if they acknowledge in Salem that EVs and reduced gas usage are the reason roads aren't being sustainable, they have to address that specific cause, and they're not really doing that. So that's my stuff.
Well, it's quite a hot potato to address fees on electric vehicles when they've been promoted the way that they have. And just playing off your comments a moment there, Commissioner, what the legislature has done now is they've basically authorized a penalization upon all of those of us who purchase fuel and vehicle licensing because of the mismanagement of ODOT. I read a report the other day that showed that ODOT in the last 7 years has had cost overruns on their mega projects equaling about $1.3 billion. And the tax increase that they're looking to pass, or have now passed, I guess, is probably going to be in the $1.8 billion range. So basically, the vast majority of the tax increase that they're asking for was all eaten up in the past years by overruns of up to like 400, 600% on a couple of different projects. It's unbelievable what they've done here, and while they hoist these new fees and taxes and penalties on those of us who pay these, they're also continuing to spend $31 million a year on DEI programs at ODOT And they're also continuing to spend unknown millions of dollars on the electric vehicle transition program that they're trying to incorporate electric dump trucks, if you can believe that. An electric dump truck is one of the stupidest ideas I've ever heard in my life, where you spend 10 times the investment on the vehicle to get 10% of the performance capacity. It's incredible. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, almost. Anyway, if you're not angry, you should be. And thank you, Drew, for being up there. I know you were up there for a county college graduation or event, and you guys all took your opportunity to jump over and express your presence to the legislature, and so thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. Here in the BOC, we made a decision week before last, to start considering or to start broadcasting all of our work sessions live. So all of those will be available virtually now, and I think that's an important step toward transparency and public accessibility. And so we were very pleased to do that. And let's see. Oh, I think we didn't have a BOC meeting since our veteran stand down, did we?
No.
Yeah, so that was a really good event back on the 21st up at the North Bend Community Center. I think it looked like there were probably about 250 or 300 people that came through, and we commissioners and the sheriff all participated in helping cook some burgers and stuff. And it was really good to see all those people, and it seemed like the feedback or the attitude that people had about the service they were getting from our veteran services was very good. And so I'm very grateful for that. And it was kind of a fun day.
Nice day.
Yeah. And that's about all I've got. Mr. Chair?
I wanted to let you know that there'll probably be a little criticism regarding our mountain bike trails. When we decided to have the trails built, all with grant money, we did insist that we would be able to continue harvesting our forest just like we always do. We could not afford to give up the revenue for that. So that was a condition, and the biking community bought into that. We, for the first time, are doing some harvest within the boundaries of the bike trail system, and there are some people that are just fine with it because they get access to the bike trails. There's others that don't think it's a good idea now all of a sudden. So there'll be, and I do admit that there needs to be more communications between the people that maintain the trails and do the publicity for them, and our forestry department who lays out the sales and puts them out. So we're going to work on that so we get along a little bit better and communicate better. But I want you to be aware that we're doing nothing out there that's really outside of what we agreed to do when the trails were first approved. So, and that's all I have. Public comment, Phil.
We've touched on a lot of things this morning. Phil Thompson, Coos Bay, and well, it's still morning, I guess. Good morning to you guys.
Good morning, Phil.
First, I want to commend Rod Taylor about think about the DMV and stuff, or the road building and stuff. To me, they're just like the fish and game. They waste more money and do less than anybody. Now, that's my opinion. I don't think we need another gas tax either. Now, I'll drop that. But the bicycle trail, I think in the work session, I asked about taxing it. Now, that's not against it. The little work session we had here a while back. The lady that gave the speech on the tourist and stuff, that's a lot of money that they're spending here, and they're using our land. I think they should be taxed, John. That's not against the trails. The only thing I've always been against the trails has been, I think we're discriminated against the people like me that can't walk 10 miles anymore, and they can ride the bicycles. They have access to the forest. That's my big problem. And someday he'll get solved. He'll get solved. But, yeah, I think we should look at making a little money off that. And I think Melissa Cribbins had the foresight to know how much it was. And I told her one time that her and Bob both, I was wrong on both of them. It's pretty hard to say. But I was wrong with Bob when he spent all that money from south down Bandon when he put it in Riley Ranch. But it's helped the county greatly. And Melissa, she didn't bring any money, but she brought, in a back doorway, all these tourists. Yeah, she brought a lot of money in, not strictly just for the county with the bicycle trail, but she was the one that was instrumental in getting the trails, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
Well, we owe her a debt of gratitude, too, because I foresee her making some money on that thing.
There's a problem with charging for.
I understand that, and let me say what I think. I think he should set Lance out there right now and bulldoze that whole place, maybe put 500 cars in there and charge for parking. You don't have to charge for using the trail.
No, we can charge.
I mean,
for parking.
was that what you were referring to?
Yes, just to make sure that you knew that if you charge for the trails and someone has an accident, that they could
Yes.
somehow blame on the county for maybe leaving a tree too close to the trail.
That's right.
That would open the door up to lawsuits.
But I think we got a lot of legal ways that, unless they walk from Bandon or somewhere else, we could do like the Forest Service. You can't park at a trailhead within a half a mile or something, even though it ain't even on their land. So anyway, thank you very
much. You go out
much.
and guard the box that they put their money into.
Well, if you need somebody to volunteer, I will.
All right.
I'll be like that girl who helped the county out the waste dump. You're worth maybe $500,000. In case you guys.
All right. Anything else? The meeting is adjourned.
Cool.
Thank you, everyone.
Well,